Greetings, world. Now, as we know, there are many hackers able to adjust the overhead stereo, play with the music on your phone, add words, do anything pretty much that could affect your stereo. But what I find interesting is that said harassment ceases in extreme private places. Now, it's also obvious to us that we are walking around with tracking devices on, so anyone and their grandma who is a hacker can know exactly what building you're going into, and if you are the target of the hack team, then they know exactly where you're at and which building to target, so it's not as hard as taking over a whole city, perhaps. So when I hear this methamphetamine harassment on the radio, I find it annoying, and the other people around me, I hear saying stuff like, I am going to blow my brains out because I'm sick of hearing this crap. But then it's like, how many people are just saying, we're not willing to admit that we're hearing these things. We don't want to be called crazy. These kids, it's a meth plague. It's a blight. It's like bubonic meth, Black Death. But what most people don't understand about the physical aspect is that it's linked to the spiritual aspect. And the physical results are both linked, and yet they're not obvious. That's a good way to put it. The extreme, subtle, slow stealing of souls. And I say slow because the subtle part happens slowly. It happens very quickly, but the initial hook is very slow. And I think it's actually a poly-life. I've witnessed poly-life effects. I think of it kind of like the old theories of karma, where you are allowed to experience heavenly pleasures for a limited time, but those experiences burn out your long-term karma more quickly, and you have to fall back down to the earthly plane where you can re-earn karma to experience heavenly pleasures. But it's still a pleasure, and it's still a temporal thing. And so the enlightened sages describe these temporal things as essentially as suffering, as the ocean of birth and death, and that it is an ocean of suffering, and to escape this ocean of suffering. And so if you realize that the up and down of drugs and or heavenly pleasures are both leading you back to the same central earthen sphere, where you have to work out your mental karma, your heart karma, all of the works. Karma literally means work, so you have to work in some way, or the other aspect is to entirely renounce work. And then you get into this mystical path of what is work and what is not work, and that's a topic for another day. God bless you. August 28th, Tuesday, 2018, in the year of us being gods and goddesses. Here we are, Portland, Oregon. Base 1. Amen.